Can you do it like this?
No. No. Wait.
Oh, just a little on that one. Okay, go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Queer Girl Straight Skates. This is Rebel Rouser and
Courtney Shove.
And we're back for part 2 of the BIPOC Fantastic Video Compilation 2019. Wow.
Guys, we got so much great response from the last video, and that's what we were hoping for, but we had so many submissions.
So many submissions. So I decided to make 2 videos. So here we go. The second video. Even more skaters, all different skaters from the first video. So we gotta make sure you check these ones out.
So enjoy this amazing action reel of more Black and Indigenous people of color skaters.
Yay.
Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time and doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time and doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Having a good time and doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time and doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright.
Why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. without you, and I just can't be. Without you, baby, want you all night long. Want you all night long. Want you watch all night, 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 watch all night. Tell me, why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be. Without you, baby, want you all night long. Want you all night long. Baby, now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be. Without you, baby, want you all night long. Want you all night long. Give me all your love, baby, give me all your love. Baby, give me all your love, all your love, all your love. Give me all your love, baby, give me all your love. Baby, give me all your love, all your love, all your love. Watch all night, 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 watch all night. Tell me, why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be. Without you, baby, want you all night long. Want you all night long. You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You're kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Feel things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy for you, baby. Don't know how you're making me feel this way. What can I say? That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Real things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when Life was dull until you came. I was breathless when we first met. Couldn't keep my hands away. I was speechless when we first met. Yeah, you took the pain away. Didn't mind my scars, mend my broken heart. Life was dull until you came. Now I see in color again. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you, to you. Come rain or come shine, I don't mind, 'cause I'm right next to you. It's you, right next to you, to you, next to you, next to you, next to you, right next to you, to you, next to you, next to you, next to you. Never thought I'd feel this high. The sky has never felt this close, and when you kiss me, I can't believe that I am yours and you are mine. You took the pain away, didn't mind my scars, mend my broken heart. Life was dull until you came. Now I see in color again. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you, to you. Come rain or
watching part 2, I think that it's time to get a little serious. What I really wanted to talk about is when I saw a lot of people watching this video and talking about it, I felt like more like, oh wow, that's a cool thing. I'm glad that we gave skaters of color like a spotlight. Just giving a skater of color one opportunity to be spotlighted is not enough. Like, it doesn't make up for the fact that there's still like just a crap ton of white people on all skating merchandise, on all skate teams, and all these things. And I think that this needs to be a conversation specifically that I want to have with other white people, because I think that we owe people of color more. Like, I think we need to do more. Like, we need to be better as allies. And I think so often we just kind of act like, oh, we did one thing, and so that makes us a good ally. And no, that's not it. It's like a constant movement and a constant action to glorify their voices and to stand up when, like, someone, maybe another white person, says something that's racist or inappropriate or a microaggression. Like, it's our job to stand up and defend them. They shouldn't always be having to educate everyone on what racism is and what representation is and why representation is important. Like, we as white people need to make the argument that representation is important, because clearly people are listening to us, and so we need to start talking about it.
Dear white people, do not feel awkward about speaking up about this topic. I feel like we have a lot of allies that see it and like it, but they feel like, yes, to a point you might not have the voice to speak. You don't have the voice to speak for us, but you still can help spread our word, and that's the difference. So when I was at Roll Call, we did have conversations, and there were white allies there, and then they went home and they posted about all the new tricks they learned, but they didn't talk about all the hurtful, painful conversations that all the people of color had about feeling like outsiders in the skate community, racism we experienced at skate parks and in Derby and just in life. You didn't hear about any of that, and it was like, hey, you need to speaker this, like, be this, like, you need echo of, like, what you heard, and, like, realize, like, we don't have this representation. So when you see someone out in the world that wants to join our community and they don't see anyone that looks like them, they don't think they belong. And that's why representation is important. And it does hurt, because, like, anytime I go somewhere and I want merch, I don't see people of color on it. And it's just the same white blonde girl or skinny white girl, you know? And it's like, what can we do in this community? What can our artists do? What can our merchandisers do? What can anyone do to make us feel like we are also wanted? Like, that our money is worth something to them. And that's what the point of this is. Not just be like, oh, there's another cool video. It's like, here's finally a spot where white people are for once left out, and that never happens. And I wish I saw more people do this.
So, white people, things that we can do as allies. One, whenever you see any sort of lack of representation, you should say something. So if you're on a derby league, or if you're on a skate team, or if you even follow these skate teams and derby leagues, and you notice that you don't see people of color on their pages, you should message them and say something about it. Because any message that those companies and organizations get, they're going to take it into consideration. Number 2, put your money where your mouth is. So if you see a bunch of merch and there's only white people on it, say, hey, actually, I'm going to buy this merch that has people of color on it. People and teams and stores won't respond to people just saying things. They're going to respond to money, because capitalism. And 3, if someone who is a person of color says something showing that they feel left out or not represented, or that you've said something that somehow has made them feel uncomfortable or is racist, then you need to listen to that and give them the space to speak, and don't make excuses. Because yes, it sucks being called out on something. And I've made mistakes, and I'm sure that if you're white, you have also made mistakes, and that's okay. But it's learning from those mistakes and being receptive to what people of color say to you about that that's going to make you a better ally in the future.
Definitely. Skating is an escape for a lot of us, but some things we can't escape is our skin color, so we take that everywhere we go. And yeah, it's just one of those things. I think as a skate community, we need to just be better.
Controversial opinion, like skating does not stop you from engaging with the real world, right? So just because we're all skating together doesn't mean that racism just like disappears. We need to acknowledge that skating oftentimes is a microcosm of the real world. And so we need to treat people who are disadvantaged and who are often silenced with the respect that they deserve as people. All that to say, I'm so glad that you listened to our TED Talk. I am excited to see what we can do as a community to be better. One thing that is happening, if you're in Southern California on October 19th, Kiana is putting together a rollout, and it's kind of like a mini version of roll call.
It's like a roll call rollout. It's going to be amazing. There'll be a discussion at the end of the rollout and everything, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's in San Diego. It's in Mission Bay. It's going to be beautiful. And I think we're going to talk about some really great stuff and also just be together as a community. So thanks for watching this episode of Queer Girl Straight Skates. I hope that you really not only found some new amazing skaters to follow, but really had a little thought conversation with yourself about who you are and what that means and what you can contribute and how you can help other people feel more included. So with all that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely if you have I know that's like the cheesy YouTube thing, but if you really have things that you are not sure about or things that you don't know how to react in a certain situation, throw them in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you, specifically because I do believe it is my job to have the conversation, particularly with white people, about racism. So do that, and if you want to buy roller skating stuff, you can go to planetrollerskate.shop. Until next time,
Later, skaters.
Later, skaters.